Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding every hidden ounce of gold in Earth's crust suddenly sitting on the surface. Mountains glittering, streets glowing, even backyards shining like treasure chests. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, maybe not. Stick around, because by the end of this thought experiment, you'll see how the world we know would completely unravel. And there's one shocking twist I'll say for later, something about gold that might flip your idea of value upside down. Gold has always been humanity's shiny obsession. From ancient pharaohs to modern jewelry stores, it's been treated like the ultimate prize. But let me ask you, if gold became as common as gravel, would it still mean anything? First, let's picture the immediate effects. Right now, most of Earth's gold isn't even reachable. Scientists estimate that nearly all of it, something like 99%, sits deep in the planet's core, way beyond our drills. If it suddenly bubbled up and coated the surface, we'd be staring at a layer of gold so thick it could swallow entire cities. How much gold are we talking about? Imagine the entire surface of Earth wrapped in a sheet of gold thicker than the height of a skyscraper. That's how much is locked away down there. Suddenly, it's all here under our feet. Now think of the weight. Gold is incredibly dense, about 19 times heavier than water. Covered the planet in that, and the pressure on buildings, bridges, and even the ground itself would be crushing. Skyscrapers wouldn't stand tall. They'd sink like forks dropped into a cake. Roads would buckle. The world wouldn't look golden and glamorous, it would look broken and buried. And if you're wondering about the oceans, yes, they'd be smothered too. Their ecosystems collapsing under a sparkling coffin. But wait, here's a twist. People wouldn't be rushing out with shovels to get rich. In fact, gold would instantly lose its status. Think about it: when everyone has something, nobody wants it. Diamonds, pearls, even oil, they're all valuable because they're rare. So here's a riddle for you. What's rarer now in a world drowned in gold? The answer is anything not gold. Steel, copper, even plain, would suddenly become more precious than the very thing kings once killed for. And this ripples through daily life fast. The global economy runs on trust and scarcity. Gold is still held in giant vaults as a safety net for currencies. But if every street corner is dripping with it, central banks might as well toss their reserves into the trash. Currencies would crash overnight. Stock markets, total chaos. People wouldn't celebrate. They'd panic. Imagine trying to buy bread with gold nuggets when the baker already has a mountain of it behind the counter. Scientists at NASA have even speculated about asteroids carrying huge loads of gold and other metals. They warn that if too much of it ever flooded Earth's economy, money as we know it would be meaningless. And that's just from one asteroid. Imagine the whole planet's worth hitting the surface at once. But let's push it further. The extreme edge case. What if all that gold didn't just cover the surface, but physically replaced Earth's crust? Gold conducts heat very well. Suddenly, the planet's natural insulation is gone. Earth's heat would leak out like air from a balloon. Weather patterns would shift, crops could fail, and our once stable world might turn into a frozen wasteland. That's not even mentioning how slippery gold is. Walkways, roads, even mountainsides would turn into giant slides. Picture cars, animals, even people constantly slipping and tumbling. Not so glamorous now, and here's the myth we need to bust. A lot of people think gold is the rarest metal on Earth. It isn't. Platinum, rhodium, and several other elements are far scarcer. Gold just got lucky it's beautiful, easy to shape, and doesn't rust. That's why humans fell for it. So if gold were everywhere tomorrow, it wouldn't suddenly make us richer. It would just remind us how much we've overvalued a shiny rock. All right, remember that hidden twist I teased at the start? Here it is. If all the gold suddenly appeared on the surface, Earth itself would become lighter. That's right, because most of our gold is locked in the core. Pulling it up would redistribute weight. The balance of Earth's rotation could shift. Our days might get slightly longer. The rhythm of sunrise and sunset, the thing we take for granted, could be altered just because the planet's mass moved around. Imagine explaining that to your kids. The reason days feel longer now, too much gold on the lawn. And here's where I'll throw the question back to you. If gold no longer had any meaning, what would humans chase next? Would it be clean water, technology, knowledge? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to see what you think humanity would crown as its next treasure. So let's recap the big takeaways. First, covering Earth in gold would physically crush our cities and ecosystems. Second, the economy would collapse because value depends on rarity. And third, our very planet's spin, its balance could be shaken by this golden overload. That's why I love these what-if scenarios. They show us how fragile our systems are, how quickly everything we rely on can change. If you found yourself hooked by this thought experiment, make sure you subscribe, because we dive into wild, science-backed scenarios every week. And if you thought this was strange, wait until you see what happens if Earth suddenly stopped spinning. The chain reaction from that makes today's golden disaster look like child's play. So, one last thought to leave you hanging. If a golden Earth is dangerous, what about a frozen one? What happens if the sun simply went out tomorrow?